Morning. Greetings from the Institute of Global Professionals (IGP). Greetings from the Institute of Global Professionals (IGP). Thank you all of you for joining us and staying with us till the end. Honorable knowledge seekers, today I am your host for the morning. My name is Priyanka. I am from Bangladesh. Dear knowledge seekers, I am proud to be associated with IGP. IGP is a social and ISO certified international educational and training institute. In the last 3 years, we have already served 35 million plus knowledge seekers from 100 plus countries. IGP is internationally recognized and globally accredited. We are connected to more than 450 plus professions and 4,500 plus organizations. Institute of Global Professionals (IGP) and ISO 9001 2050 and 1002 2080 is a training facility for skill development which was founded in 2020 and is generating competent candidates to meet demand in the global labor market by providing professional qualifications. The Institute of Global Professionals is an educational institute that provides social work globally recognized and reputable. We serve students and community resources providing holistic social work and education. We believe that it's not effective to interest one's skill just by acquiring formal education. So we provide effective training and consultation to generate professional generation all over the world. We distribute our services locally, nationally, and internationally to students, job seekers, job holders, and also for learners through respective campus locations and distance learning platforms. We are an occupational and dependable institution. IGP is one of the most famous online institutions from all over the world. Our vision is education is not a business product. It's a part of our human rights. Based on our vision, we are trying to reach all corners of the world for free. Webinars, seminars, courses, award, quiz competitions, monitoring, and counseling, etc. On the other side, we are also trying to more than 100 premium services for free, like creating our portfolio website, resume builder, cover letter, motivational letter, and world knowledge platform for gathering knowledge, which can update all day. Cards learning games websites, free courses, converter sites, and many more. We have to empower you to learn to meet their expectations and dreams and become highly skilled people. We implement several training programs, webinars, and offline online courses for youth and learners by professional trainers, speakers, and coaches. Our sessions are conducted by globally renowned professionals to develop all kinds of youth and to promote the education of their abilities and personalities. Spreading knowledge is crucial for the Institute of Global Professionals. We believe that knowledge is love and light and vision, so we try to understand needs of today's generation and we serve them with good research and practice methods. We must have a genuine concern for the learners. We represent more diversity, growth, and innovation are required to lead a session with professionalism, passion, and integrity. IGP members are committed to offering effective, best quality service and continual improvement so that individuals who seek information can improve their skill level and value. Before we move to the next, let me remind don't forget to share, tag, and mention your friend in the comment box. Your support is very valuable to us. Thank you. Before we move to the next, let me remind don't forget to share, tag, and mention your friend in the comment box. Your support is very valuable to us. Thank you. Moving to the next, with your continuous support, we have already completed 1,461 webinars successfully. Wow! Moving to the next, with your continuous support, we have already completed 1,461 webinars successfully. Dear IGP speakers, participants, and well-wishers, at this moment, this is a very important message for you all. We changed and designed our website www.eduigp.com. On this website, we have services for everyone. Hope you will be benefited. We already launched our new website where you can find all of our previous activities together with lots of new features. But one strong point is that without an account or login, you can't enjoy our services. So create your account for once with your profile information. Note that with your profile information, you will enjoy all features which match data. You can't do anything else. From now on, you have to participate in live quiz competitions on our website. To replace slide, you will have to join directly on our website. Now you can check all of our previous webinars 1420 plus with verified e-certificates. Now it's easier and time oriented because after the session we will not provide you with any code for certification. You have to take part in one exam. After that, if you pass, you will receive your certificate. Otherwise, not. But you can take part in an exam unlimited till you pass. If you are an IGP speaker, you can download all of our previous certificates, speakership certificate. If you are a host of IGP, you can download your certificate of graduate. If you are an online quiz competition winner, you can download your certificate of participation. If you are selected certificate of lifetime membership easily. Beside this, if you participate in any award function which organize combat support with IGP, you can download that also. You can instantly prepare and download 80 types of instant certificates from our website within a minute. Certificate of Global Professional Membership, Certificate of Global Influencer during the pandemic, Certificate of Active Knowledge Seeker, Certificate of Social Activities during the pandemic, Certificate of Active and IGP Knowledge Seeking Campaign 2020, Certificate of Active and IGP Knowledge Seeking Campaign 2021, Certificate of Active and IGP Knowledge Seeking Campaign 2022, Certificate of Participation Webinar Series 1 Authentic Assessment in Teaching Learning, Certificate of Participation Webinar Series 2 Teaching English as a Foreign Language and Assessment. Certificate of Participation Webinar Series 3 Digital Classroom Engagement Tools. Certificate of Participation Webinar Series 4 The New Trends in Education. Certificate of Participation Webinar Series 5 Upskilling Organizational Leadership and Managerial Skills. Certificate of Participation Webinar Series 6 Trends and Innovation in Mathematics Education. Certificate of Participation Webinar Series 7 Research and Comprehensive Approach. Certificate of Participation Webinar Series 8 Art in Teaching Special Program in the Arts. Certificate of Participation Webinar Series 9 21st Century Tools in Teaching Mathematics. Certificate of IGP Corporate Ambassador, Certificate of IGP Campus Ambassador, which you can prepare and download within a minute. From now on, you can participate in 1000 plus international level quizzes with verified e-certificates. Teaching tips for teachers, health tips for parents, health tips for teenagers, gamification tools for teachers. You can join IGP Alumni. You can check out our 50 plus premium services website for free and many more. Dear IGP users, we promised previously but lack of technical issue, we are late sending on time. This is a great opportunity to collect your previous credentials. We solve all issues from our website. Now you can enroll. Reset password, everything. You can check your dashboard for all webinar details. It's a courier request to you. Check all buttons and pages on our website. Surely I can say you will be benefited. Thank you. But know that without an account or login, you can't enjoy our service. At present, we are going to start our 1045-4065 program name is Introduction to Alternative Ways of Conventional Educational System in India. And our today's speaker, Ms. Radhika Yadav. Before I hand over the stage to ma'am, want to share a very little bit about our speaker. Ms. Radhika Yadav is from India, teacher, trainer and mentor, director and honors chairperson, Underscore India. Hello ma'am. Sorry.
Hello, good morning. Are you able to hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for my introduction. Shall I start?
Now you describe your description yourself. Some
Yeah, yeah, yes.
okay.
I will introduce myself again. My name is Radhika and I'm from India. I have worked in alternative education systems in India, especially in the Pune, Maharashtra region. So, on the basis of that experience, today I'm going to share you my experience of the alternative ways, or I will introduce you the different ways of alternative education, which is going in India.
Thank
So,
you.
I have experience of 5 years of learning and educating or teaching, we can call. So, I will use that. You can ask me a question after the session. I will present my slides.
Thank you very much. Ma'am, please share your presentation.
Yeah, I have shared my screen. Are you able to see my screen?
So the stage is yours. The stage is yours, ma'am. Now you can carry on.
Yeah. Is it visible?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yes. Okay. So, as I have told you that I will tell you or I will introduce you the alternative ways of conventional education system in India. So, this is the introduction. What is a conventional schooling? What does it mean actually? If the participant can hear me, hello, am I audible? If the participant can hear me, hello, hello,
Yes, ma'am.
am I audible?
Yes.
So if the participant can hear me, they can also. It's not a like a one-way session. We will discuss this and we will have a conversational session. So if the participant can hear me, please can you tell me what is the conventional schooling according to you? Anybody can tell. Is that possible, or do I have to like really tell? Anyone from participants?
What man, is there any problem?
Ma'am, anything? Any problem?
No, 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 no problem. I have asked the question that if the participant can tell answer, like it is not a one-way session. I will not only the talk. The participants also can participate in the session, so they will also discuss.
Okay.
Yeah. So that is what I have asked. That according to the participants. Okay. Okay. I will tell you what is the conventional school. So the basically conventional schooling is the thing that we have a school structure, like infrastructure is there, a large infrastructure with a classroom or the all the facilities, whatever we needed in the classroom, like blackboard, a table, chairs, benches, uh, ground, playground. These facilities are there in the schools, like conventional schools, or they have a structured classrooms. Like they will have a separate classroom for each standard, and they maybe have different labs like science lab, math lab, different type of libraries. Like these are the extra like setups for the which will needed for the education. So in the conventional schooling, there is a like first thing we should must have the school structure or school infrastructure. But in the open schooling, what is about the open schooling? The thing is, and yeah, in the conventional schooling, student or the learner must have to go to that place to learn something or to teach that subject from the teacher or to learn that subject from the teacher or that must have some carry some lot of things like notebooks. There will be exams, uh, particular after a particular time or duration. There will be exams. They will conduct the exams. They will choose subject for you according to your standard and the um, whatever board you have chosen or whatever board you have taken. Um, so that is also like particular board is also selected for each school. Like a school has been they have allocated they are choosing their boards. If you have seen, there are CBSE schools in India, ICSE school, IB board school in India, as well as state board schools are all over in the India. So according to this, like they schools have chosen their board, and according to that, they have run the curriculum. So they are going to run the curriculum according to the boards. They are teaching subjects according to the board which they have selected, and they are conducting the exams. And in the open schooling, what is happening in the open schooling? So it has not like there is no structure. Like they are having a structure, but not a particular structure. In alternative ways, you don't need a particular structure for that, for to learn or to go to learn something or go to learn some subjects. So and as well as you can choose your board according to your interest and according to your understanding of the concept, according to your age. So these are the factors that you have to like know about open schooling. I will move to my next slide. So before starting alternative ways, we must have to know that what has happened in the history of Indian education. So I will talk about the ancient learning. How does the student learn in the ancient time in India? Like before British rule, uh, as all over the world knows that British were ruling the India for like nearby 100 years. So that having a large impact on the everything like in development, growth and development of India. So it includes education as well. So how does the student learn before that, before the British rule? So uh, there was a different systems, conventional. There was a conventional system, but a traditional conventional system. So they have some ashrams, like mothers as we can call. So according to their religion, there was a method, traditional method of the learning. All over the students from the different parts are going to the ashrams and they are learning different things from their gurus. So this type of things were happening in the ancient learning. So they were their Sanskrit language was the major language for learning, and like majority of the students are taking knowledge from that language, or we have a lot of material, we have a lot of resources from that language, Sanskrit language. So this type of thing was happening before the British rule. And now at the time of independence, like why do we have to change, like why does this things has been changed after British has came in our country, like in India. If they have came in India, why they have changed the method of teaching? And after British rule, why do we need to change the method of teaching after independence? Like how does educational policy has been changed? We have to know this. So this is a timeline basically of Indian educational history, we can call. That was there was time before British rule, as I've told you, that was ancient learning or traditional learning was happening there in India. Um, like ashram system was there all over the students from all over the country. They were going to the ashrams to learn something from their gurus, to learn a basic knowledge and the further knowledge. There was a large scope of different streams like medical, engineering, and there was a lot of different parts. And they are getting a knowledge from the majority resource from the Sanskrit language. Um, After that, at the time of British rule, um, so there was a like if you have heard a name, Lord Mountbatten, that was last what we can call last ruler of the India, and in between that period, they have formed, of course, parliament, and the one of the like another officer called Lord Macaulay. They have called them. Uh, so he was the member of the parliament, Lord Macaulay, and he have made a policy for Indian education. like to train the people in India to become their servant. So he have made a policy like that, that they Indians must do have to learn English, and they will not learn from the Sanskrit language. They will not use the Sanskrit language as their learning language. So he have changed the way. He told that we must learn English. That is, of course, that both have a pros and cons. But the method was different. Only to study this and that to make a like majority of the servants to serve the England or to serve the British. Then, if you have seen the picture, there is a three pictures of different persons. So this female lady called Savitri Bai Phule, she started at the time of like that at a moment of independence. At the time of that, she started a first girls' school in the India. Her name is Savitri Bai Phule. She started the girls' school in Pune. She started to give to teach girls from the different surroundings. So that was a huge revolutionary moment for the India, because before that, uh, no girl was going to the school. Girls were not getting education or like that. It was happening. So she started that, and it was a revolutionary moment for the India. After that, at the time of independence, we got the independence due to the moments and due to the lot of contributors um, in a lot of freedom fighters. After that, um, we need to, like Lord Macaulay say, that you need to change your education system after the independence. So in that, on that path, there were some activists who started this movement to change the ways of in our educational methods. So in the second picture, you can see Gijubhai Badheka, who started uh, primary education or alternative primary education for the students or for the learners in the or for the people of the India. So he have started it in that in a different way. So he mainly he have studied that all the educational method from the Western countries and child centric approach of the learning from the Western countries. And then he started that work in the Gujarat. After that, you can see Maulana Kalam, Abdul Maulana Azad. So he was the first education minister of the India after independence. So he did a great job of modification of the methodology, modification of the different things which will needed to the Indian people after independence. And what is the situation of now? So now there are like India is a what we can call a good country for education. We are getting a good knowledge, and when people are getting a good knowledge and they are getting facilitated through this variety of the educational systems. So, who are the contributors of this educational system or change in the educational system? So, here you can see photos. In the first photo, you can see Mahatma Gandhi. So, he played a major role in changing the methodology of the educational system. He put up the he put up the alternative road or path, alternative path to the whatever conventional things was going previously at the time of British rule. So he have changed to the practical work. He has set up the Sevagram Ashram, a Nai Talim concept in the Wardha, Maharashtra. It is in the Wardha. It is still working in the Wardha. It is a very big movement, Nai Talim. It's called as Nai Talim. Why does it called as Nai Talim? Because Mahatma Gandhi had a thought of going to they were saying that let's go to the village. to empower the villages of the India, to make them more strong, independent, economically independent, as well as knowledge-based independence of the villages as well, not only for the cities. So, with this thought, he has started that Nai Talim concept. So, what was in the Nai Talim concept? What is in the Nai Talim concept? Because it's still going on. There are people who are running that Nai Talim system, Seva Gram Ashram. So, it's a lot of, it's a major contribution and it's a revolutionary contribution in Indian education system. So, it is an alternative way, as I have told you, because previously it was the thing that conventionally student must have to go to the classroom or student must have to go to the school and sit in the classroom, look at the blackboard and only teach from the teachers. Like only one way thing was there previously before the independence in the British rule. So we have to like teacher are teaching, we have to learn, we have to copy that. So and it was like a uh, repetitive thing, copying the things from the blackboard, writing the things and other things. Right? There was a less practical work. And as I've told you, it was a denial of learning our own languages like Sanskrit or our mother tongue or regional languages. So they were forcing us to learn only English to like to make their servants, to make Britishers servants. But Mahatma Gandhi came with the thought of alternative thing that we must learn or we must study the things which is surrounded by us. Like if the traditionally we were doing, it is like India is what we can say farmers country. So most of the people, 80% of the people are farmer in India. So we have to learn whatever things are surrounding. Like we have, if the 80% of people are farmers, then we have to learn what is going. Like we have to study agricultural things. We have to study weather. We have to learn that thing. We have to connect to our soil. So he initiated that point and he initiated that the learnings are more from the practical than reading and writing. Only reading and writing. It is more uh, like we can get more knowledge from our own experiences. And how can we get that experiences? Through practical, through different experiments. This is how we can get a different experiences, and through the experiences we can gain the knowledge. We can like collect a lot of memories, and we can um, what we can call. Uh, we can just store that memories, or we can just build that information more strongly and form it into the knowledge. So that was Siva Gram's concept or Nai Talim's concept. After that, we can see in second picture, it is Vinoba Bhave. So what he does, he also have a thought on education. They both like after that, as I have shown you previously, Gijbai Badeka's picture as well. So they have approached, they have made a path for child-centric approach. It was not only the teacher-centric education, as before I have told you, that was a classroom teaching. Only the teacher was talking. No, nobody was like nobody is allowed to ask the question. You have to give an exam in a particular like without your interest. You have they have given you a subject. They will tell you what content you have to like you have to learn, and they will tell you that you have to give the exam after this time at this particular time, and you have to give that exam. But in the child-centric approach, they have initiated that child must learn their regional language, like whatever the surrounding language will be there. Generally, we can call it as a mother tongue, but mother tongue is like appropriate word for a mother tongue is the surrounding language. So whatever surrounding language will be there, the child must learn subjects from that language. That will be helpful for the child. That will be um, that will be help that will help the child to gain a knowledge of like make a strong base of the content. So they initiated this, and Vinoba Bhave have helped him, like Mahatma Gandhi, in that Nai Talim system. After that, you can see the picture of Tarabai Modak. So she also helped Bijubai Badeka, and she started that movement in Maharashtra. Like she also, and these all are the like educational activists we can call. So they have made a revolutionary change in the system. That before independence, it was all the British rule, and after independence, they started it to initiate a different learning, a different way for that like previously set educational system. So Tarabai Modak has set up that a different, like she has studied the Montessori method from the Western countries itself, but she has studied that she have invented that child-centric approach to the primary section of the schooling. And at the bottom, you can see one more lady in picture. So that is Anuta Iwag, her co-worker, we can call her colleague. So she also helped her a lot in that movement. So they started that movement in Maharashtra, and that spread all over. So that primary section they have made it strong because that is the base of the like students' knowledge. We have students are like they are growing through that primary section itself, right? So we have to make a strong base. Then only we can make ourselves stronger. Then only we can grow like a tree. After that, at the uh, after that, we can see the picture of Nehruji. So he started IIT in India, like Indian Institute of Technology, to make a strong base of development for the Indian. Like after independence, we need a lot of development in the industries and that industrial sectors. So he thought accordingly, he planned accordingly, he visioned that he had a big vision, and so he planned that IITs accordingly. So he for that formation of the IITs has been done by him. So these and there are so many other contributors as well. I could not add all of these, but there was so many contributors, and there are still. So, but why do we need to understand this? Because if we have if now whatever the system conventional system is going in the India, if we have to understand that, so for that we need to understand the history of educational system. What was the stream of the system and how does it came from? Where does it came from? How does it work? How it will work in the future? So for that we need to understand this history. So these are the educational policies from the independence in like uh, India has been accepted that India has been implemented that in the educational systems. So I will tell you briefly according to the year you can see. First, in the 1961, so there was a formation of National Council, Educational Research and Training. After independence, if the major change has been happened in the system, is this formation of NCRT. If you have heard about the NCRT, it's a formation of the National Council of uh, Educational Research and Training. So it is the like a council which is specially made for the educational research and training because all of the leaders felt that we need to change our system. What was previously there, it was the in the British rule, and what do we need now after the independence? Now India is an independent country, and we need to change the system. So they have formed the NCRT. After that, in 1964 and 66, there was a Kothari Commission. So what was in that Kothari Commission? It was the commission for the forming of the policy. So they have studied the different regions, whatever system, and there was a commission. In that commission, there was many members. So they have present a report, and on the basis of that Kothari Commission report, in 1968, India like has their first policy, uh, or national policy on education. It was invented by the Indira Gandhi. So national policy on education has been passed by that in that year, or it has been implemented in that year. So that is the year of 19 in the year of 1968 NP, National Policy on Education. In that educational policy, there was mainly three language formula was there. So what was it? The three language formula. It has started with the like the first thing was official language for the whole country, like for to keep like unity or unity or to keep country together. So they have set up a official language for the country. So it was they decided to keep it as a Hindi, first official language of the India. It is Hindi. So after that, they have told second language is the English and third language is your regional language because they introduced it. Previously, it was not, as I've told you previously, it was not allowed to study the regional language in the British schools. They was just to teach or learn in English itself. Uh, that was that thing as a pros and cons. But as the many educationalists say, or philosophers say that child must have learned things from their regional language or from their surrounding language. Then it will then it will become a, like a strong base, or then it will then child will get a clarity of the concept more clearly. Even though nowadays, like if you try this thing with me, that if you will think something, immediately you will think in your mother tongue or your surrounding language, and then you will translate it into English, and then you will speak. If you're not speaking English, if the English is not your surrounding language, then you will do that. But this is the many educationalists have said that child must learn in their regional language, like primary section, or at least in the like basic section of basic education, child must have to take that in their regional language. So in 1968, they have made this three language formula. They have established this. They have implemented in this national policy in education. After that, so, and in the 1968, as well as they have like made a focus on the trained or professional teachers to teach or to to make it a more uh, concept clarification. Like as I've told you, that teacher must be trained or profession before teaching it to the student, and they have implemented that teacher should must be trained or uh, professional before, or she should take they invented degree or educational courses for teachers. They have made a lot of trainings for the teachers, and they gave a lot of trainings and other things to the teachers to make it more professional or make it more what trained. So they have started the train teacher or training of the teachers in 1968. After that, in 1983, there was a change in the policy, and there is a different like additions in the previous policy. So in 1983, they have implemented National Policy in Education (NPE) by Rajiv Gandhi. So here, he again like here is a different stream has been started of open schooling, like open university. Rajiv Gandhi has a good vision, so he has started that open university, and that is Indira Gandhi National Open University. That formation has been taken to this year. So this is a revolutionary thing again in the system. Again in the like a different way or different stream to the conventional thing was going on. So what happened? The motto or the objective of uh, IGNOU or National Open University is to educate more and more people. Uh, no one can be no one can be like not educated or illiterate. The objective was that. So everybody will get the education, They can get it by their, like, according to their convenience. Adult education has been started in this policy, as well as reservations, scholarships, SC, like scheduled caste, scheduled tribes. So they are getting the scholarships, and to promote their learning, government had started this policy, or government had started this scholarship, different scholarship, or they are giving a job to SC and ST caste, or what we can say, to the castes which was not previously been getting too much attention, or they were not getting not only attention, they were not getting honored as other castes. So, or we can call scheduled caste, scheduled tribes, etc. So they have promoted their learning. For that, they have started the scholarship, and for adult education also, they have started adult education, and through the open universities, they have started the education according to the flexibility, according to the child interest, according to the person's interest, according to the like flexibility of time, everything. So there is a universities, there is a different courses in that university, and you can join the courses according to your interest, according to your age, according to your understanding of the concept. So they have started this, and this is a very flexible like university. As I've told you that there was no restriction of going to the classroom. You can study on your own. You can study that subject with the help of guide. They will provide you guide as well. So you don't need to go to that guide daily. You can go to according to your flexible time. You can get a guidance from them, and you can give an exam in your flexible times, or in your convenient timings. So they have set up this, and that objective behind set up the open university is to get like to getting more and more number of literacy in India. After that, there is like a small modification has happened, but I didn't mention that here. Sorry. After that, in 2005, uh, government has implemented national, like NCERT has implemented, or they have given a national curriculum framework to all over the. It should be implemented to all over the India, to the state boards, to the NCERT, like CBSE board as well. So they, in that curriculum framework, they have given skills and capabilities according to the age. So they didn't give the textbook is as a resource, only the textbook as a resource. They have mentioned a lot of resources, more than a 30 resources. They told that teacher can teach the student with these resources. A lot of resources they have mentioned. It is more than a 30. If you want to check it, you can check 2005 NCF, National Curriculum Framework, and that you will get the resources. But what happened in the conventional schooling? Teacher only take blackboard, uh, textbook, notebook as a resource for teaching the student. What to teach? The content of the subject. So they have focused more on these resources, these three, four resources. But according to NCF, they have mentioned more than a 30 resources. So teacher must have to use that resources, as well as they have mentioned the skills and the capability. So it is like if you have a subject, different subject like science, math, English, like I will tell Hindi. These are the languages, history, geography. So if you have this subject, in that subject, if math, in math, you have a, chapter of addition. In the addition, in primary section, you will have addition. But before that, you will need to understand the numbers, recognition of a symbol, and the value of the number. So in that, how teacher will teach them in the blackboard, but how NCERT will told, or how NCERT will guide us, they have told us that if you're teaching addition chapter, in your math subject, then the student or learner must know the recognition of the value of the number uh, and the symbol as well. Value and symbol of the number as well. So this is the capability they have told, that you need to focus on the capability, not only on the content, not only on the information which is given in the textbook. So textbook is the one of the resources of the it is one of the resources of the teaching. It is not the whole and soul of teaching. But in a conventional schooling, teachers have focused more on the textbook and the notebooks. So they have told to focus more on the skills, to develop more skills and capabilities, to develop more cognitive thinking of the child. Uh, they have mentioned that in the NCF you will get to know that according to age group they have mentioned skill and capability according to subject as well. In the science, what do you will need? In the science, what do you need? Like you will need to like have a skill of problem solving. You will need to have a skill of like cognitive thinking, cognitive learning. You will able to know like you have to know how to do a practical, how to do this thing experimentally. So these are the skills which teacher must have to uh, develop in the child. And in NCF, they have mentioned it in very proper manner, in a very appropriate words, and they have guided us. They have guided teachers uh, like throughout for the skills and capabilities as well as the content. After that, in 2020, there is a change again in the National Education Policy. Now, this is NEP, National Education Policy by Narendra Modi. So he is also having a great vision for the country, and he have changed this after so many. Like if you have seen that it was previously changed in 1983. After that, it is in 2020. It has happened in the 2020 that in a policy has been changed. Now in this policy, they have moreover they are focused on the child centric approach. Like they focus on the reduction of the content, and they told us to focus on more on capability, skills and capabilities, cognitive thinking, problem solving skills, um, and these are all the aspects which is needed for the child development. So they focused on that, and they have like initiated it, or they have encouraged open schooling system to like make it more flexible, to make it more interesting to the students, to make it like more over all over around like to make it a more strong development with this. So they focused on the cognitive development of the child. So now we will come to our main topic. So what are the alternatives? As I've told you, as I've mentioned so many backdrops of the conventional system, but do we need alternative for that? So yes, surely, yes, definitely we will need alternative for that, because all of the governmental things, government has told us or guide us according to that itself, and child must have developed according to the child and approach itself. Because as if you will see different theories of education, different theories of learning, that also like different with the different philosophers, they told us that child should learn by their surroundings according to their interest, according to their understanding of the knowledge. But how does it happen? Will it happen in a conventional schooling? So the answer is partially yes or partially no. It's a like 50-50, or we can make it more or less percentage. Actually, the percentage of no is more than yes. So child cannot learn that thing from the conventional system. That's why we need alternatives for the conventional system. So what are the ways? As I've told you previously, and about NIOS, National Institute of Open School. This is the big, this is the huge opportunity uh, for alternative day and alternative education. The government has started this for for the people of the India. What is it? So National Institute of Schooling or Open School is it is as I have told you about IGNOU. It is majorly for higher education. IGNOU is for higher education, and NIOS is for primary and secondary education. So in this NIOS, you can give a board exam. So this is a board. NIOS is a basically board. In that open schooling board, in that board you can choose. So this is the NIOS. How does it work? How does NIOS work? In that board, you can choose your own subject according to your interest and according to your age. You can give exam according to your flexibility of your or convenience of your time. You can take a guidance of the guide person. They will allocate you after you entering in the NIOS. They will allocate you guide. They will provide you the material or the resource. They will give you contact of the resource person. They will provide you everything. You can study on your own. You can use the labs, practical labs for the different things. For that, you can do the internship of the outer side as well. You don't need to go there itself in their resource like structure. You can do it outside. You can take it like you can do it as an internship as well, and you can join that report to your study material, and you can present that, and you can give a board examination, and that is valid all over the India and like in like outer part of the India as well, in other countries as well. So it is a like a what we can say. Um, this is a national board, so there is no restriction. Like you maybe have a question like, do we have to get a admission if we will give a an IELTS exam and if we will get a an IELTS board certificate of 10th standard? Can we get a admission in normal conventional schools or normal conventional colleges? So that is absolutely yes. You can get an admission in the normal colleges with the help of these uh, certificates. So there will be no issue with this National Institute of Open Schooling certificates. It is valid like all over the India and as well as the outer country of India. So this is a valid institute. And as I will told you before, content knowledge. They have plenty of subjects. Suppose in the state board, in the conventional system, you have chosen a state board. That at the time of that conventional system state board content, they will give you 6 to 5 subjects, and school will provide you according to the school faculty, school management. They will decide the subjects for you. They will give you the 6 subjects, and you have to give the exam of that 6 subjects. But in the NIOS, what will happen? You can choose your subjects. They have a lot of variety of the subjects, and lot of diversity in the subject. You can choose that subject according to your concept, understanding, according to your interest, and according to your age. And according to your time convenience, you can give an exam. So the content knowledge also that will be like you can explore a lot of content according to interest areas. So these are the alternative ways NIOS, National Institute of Open Schooling for primary and secondary education, as they also have courses, diploma courses and degree courses. Uh, IGNOU. IGNOU is the Indira Gandhi National Open University that is for higher education. You can get a lot of diversity of degree and diploma courses over there in a different languages. There is a no barrier of language aspect. Uh, Sevagram, as I've told you, it's still Sevagram or Nai Talim you can call. So Nai Talim is still working there. They have that setup still in Varda. There are people who are working for that as well as open schools. You can see there are a different platform of open schools. You can get admission there. You can go to that open schools to learn. So they don't have a conventional structure, infrastructure. Like as I've told you, there was a in conventional schooling they have a classrooms for different standards, but in open schooling, it's not a compulsion. They don't have a classrooms for a different standards. Maybe they have a different setup, um, but it's not compulsory. to have a classrooms or a particular conventional school things in the open schools. Uh, like that, there are many co-learning spaces also in the India. You must have search accordingly. You will get that. I will share some links after the session for co-learning. But there are co-learning spaces where you can go and you can learn, like learn in or teach, learn the things in a different way rather than a conventional way. As well as homeschool. It's a different concept. It is similar as open school, but students are not in this concept. Students or learners are not going to the schools. They are learning uh, different content areas in their home itself with their parents, with the help of their parents, with the help of their guides. But they are not going any, like they are not getting they are not taking any admission in the schools, conventional schools or systems. They are learning on their own. In the open schoolings also, like co-learning spaces, all these options, you have to learn on your own. You have to take things on your own, the concept, and that is a like really fun of learning things. So here is some data. Uh, like, as you can see, it's a 94%. Why do we need an alternative base? Why it is important to have an alternative base? So you can see here, it's a 94% of the people of the India are going in a conventional school, and that is still going according to the British rule. As I have told you, the teachers have changed the things. They have changed the many things, but the base is still that. It's not fully child-centric approach. Even though 2020 NEP has been implemented, it's not fully has been changed. So it will take a time of 5 to 10 years to implement that fully all over the India. But still, the number I have get this data from the I got this data from the Google. So it's a number 94% of the students are going in a conventional school, and you can see only the 4% of the students or learners people they are they have enrolled themselves in an open school. And there are two more colors you can see, the faint one and the dark green. So that is a number like 1% of homeschooling. Only 1% of the students are doing homeschooling, and 1% is other. So if the 90%, 94% of the mm, people are uh, getting this type of education, then we need to really think on it, and we need to uh, take action on it, and we need to know the alternative ways, and we need to change that. So what is the child-centric approach? If you can see this slide, I have taken this pyramid of learning from the Google. So you can see this. Why do we need a child-centric approach? How does child learn a thing? Or how does the child learn any concept? So this is the developmental phases of the child or pyramid of learning, development like phases of learning. How anyone are learning something. You can see sensory systems. First, when the child is small, like a baby, they are taking, they are doing a movement, they are hearing, they are watching something. So they have a sensory system that is touch, smell, visual, movement, auditory, taste, deep pressure. So all these are sensory system, and they are getting information from that in your central nervous system. After that, how does it develop? Sensory motor development. And these are the main things which we have to know about it. Because if you want to learn something, how will you learn? You will watch that. If you are reading something, if you are reading, if a child is learning a number, how does that child will learn? They will take the things, they will touch the, like if we are using small wooden beads for like teaching them a number, they will collect that beads, they will touch that beads, they will look into that beads, and they will like feel that. This is a sensory system. First, they will recognize if something is there that is in my hand, I can touch it, they will smell it or something like that. After that, they will in second phase sensory motor development, they will able to recognize it. Body skin, postural security, reflect awareness of two sides of a body, ability to screen input, motor planning, etc. So these are the things will happen. After that, perceptual motor development. In that you can see that auditory, language skill, they will communicate with you. They will tell you this is a, like they can identify now and they will tell you this is a thing which I will get, which I got. So, so this is a wooden bed, I got it. So I will take this one and I will put this uh, aside. After that, they will able to know from the surrounding, and if or you will tell them information. This is a one. This is a number one. This wooden bed is called as a number one. According to that, that memory or that information will be stored or information will go to your nervous system. So then they will tell you, yes, this is a one. So according to this, their auditory language skills will develop. After that, visual, spatial perception, attention center functions, postural adjustment, ocular motor control, hand-eye coordination. Like there are so many things will happen, and after that, cognition and intellect. After that, academic learning, daily living activities, behavior will come. So this is how the child will learn. After that, comparison. Now I will tell you about the comparison of the conventional schooling and open schooling. So as in my throughout the section, I have told you compare like I have told you many points about the conventional schooling as well as about the open schooling. In that conventional schooling, board will allocate the subject. In open schooling, you can choose your subject. Here in conventional, child may not be very interested in a subject content, and in open schooling, uh, it will be interesting because child has to select their own subject. So he or she will select the subject according to their interest. As well as duration for exam preparation is less. They will tell you, they will give you timetable for the exam. You have to write that exam at that particular like after particular period of the information given by your teacher or subject content has been taught by your teacher. But here you can tell your guide your flexible time. Like, in open schooling boards also they have a their timetable for the examination, but they have a like examination after 6 months, every 6 months. So you can choose some subjects. Like if you have six subjects, then you can give these like three subjects in first 6 months. After like in the second 6 months, you can give remaining three subjects. Like that, you can do this examination. After that, as I've told you, there is like teachers are focusing only on particular resources like Blackboard. Now there is a smart board, uh, smart panel boards. So blackboards, writing, reading, notebook, textbook. Only these are the things which teacher is focusing on. But there in a open schooling there are more practical work. As I've told you, you have to go to internship to do your subject work. So I will request you, let's start learning in a new way through the experiments, observation, own thinking, own problem solving, understanding of the concepts, and a lot more things. And how can you start that? Like it is a very basic and simple thing. You can start learning on your own a different concept and different things. If you are interested in this, if suppose you are interested in like drawing or sketching, then you can start doing it on your own. Then you can search different courses, diplomas, and so many things related to that content according to you. So you can do it with a simple method, with a simple cognitive thinking. but you need to understand it. You need to observe it. You need to think about it. You need to solve your problem on your own. Or understand that concept on your own according to your interest. This is how you can start the conventional, like alternative way to the conventional thing. Now I will tell you some practical model which is going on in India. As you can see, here is the photo of Naitali in Varda. So how they are learning? They are not sitting in the classroom. They are sitting somewhere in the outside of the classroom and they are learning that. So again, these type of learning, they don't have only a teacher teacher centric approach. They have student centric or child centric approach as well. There will be interactive sessions, not only the one way sessions. There will be student can ask so many questions, whatever they have, or student can do different experiments for the understanding of that concept. And here after that, you can see Vijnanashram, uh, which is that setup is with Pune Power. So this is also a very very beautiful model. You can visit that. It is near Pune Power. So they are doing experiments, a lot of experiments, different things they are doing with their hands on. They are getting experience on their hands on. As well as there is activist Arvind Gupta who have initiated so many different things in alternative systems. There are a lot of people in alternative education also. You can search if you are interested in that. You can, of course, as your interest is that, you can go to that. You can find them. So I will end up my presentation here. Thank you for listening me very carefully. And I hope you got many interesting points for your for your interest and for your according to the like selection of the subject you got that. So I will end up my presentation here. Let's learn so many things with this alternative field. Thank you. Hello. Hello. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your rich content presentation, which can impact our knowledge seekers surely. After your presentation, I hope our knowledge seekers can learn something new, which was our only intention. Learn and grow together, IGP knowledge seeker. Once again, thank you so much, dear ma'am, for your presentation. Now, ma'am, it's time for our question and answer session, which is the one more valuable part of our regular webinars. Honorable ma'am, please stay with us. After a short video, we will be back in our session part. 2,
Yes.
which is the question and answer part. Dear IGP knowledge seekers, please ask your questions in the comment box as much as you want to know from our speaker. Thank you. After question and answer, we have webinar certification and online quiz competition. Dear IGP knowledge seekers, please ask your questions in the comment box as much as you want to know from our speaker. Thank you. After question and answer session, we have webinar certification and online quiz competition. Once again, welcome back, ma'am. Uh,
Yes.
Dear IGP knowledge seekers, please ask your question in the comment box as much as you want to know from our speaker. Thank you. After question and answer, we have webinar certification and online quiz competition. Dear IGP knowledge seekers, please ask your questions in the comment box as you want to know from our speaker. Thank you. After question and answer session, we have webinar certification and online quiz competition. ঠিক আছে এটা?
দাঁড়াও, না, ওটা কি দিচ্ছ?
ঠিক আছে এটা? ঠিক আছে।
ক্যান্সেল দাও। কিন্তু কমেন্টে দাও। কমেন্টসে দাও। নিচে আসো। কোনো কোশ্চেন নাই।
Dear IGP knowledge seekers, we are waiting for your question. Do you have any question? Please ask. Dear IGP knowledge seekers, we are still waiting for your questions. Thank you, ma'am. I think we have no questions. I think we are covered all of your slides. Thank
Yes.
you.
Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to present my topic in front of all the world. Thank you,
Thank you.
Aisha.
Once again, thank you so much, Honorable Ma'am, for your time in IGP. We have learned a lot from you with new topics. It will add some value to our day-to-day activity along with our academic and professional growth. Honorable Ma'am, hope to see you again with a new topic and new day. Thank you, ma'am. Take care.
Thank you.
Honorable Ma'am, before we move to the next webinar certifications process, if you want to leave this studio, you can, ma'am.
Yes. Yes. Thank you so much. I will.
Question answer session extra. এরপরে আবার
IGP Knowledge Seekers, it's time for the webinar certification process, the most attractive and powerful part of our regular webinar. After a short video, we will start our webinar certification. After webinar certification, we have an online quiz competition and certifications. IGP Knowledge Seekers, it's time for the webinar certification process, the most attractive and powerful part of our regular webinar. After a short video, we will start our webinar certification. After webinar certification, we have an online quiz competition and quiz certifications. IGP committee গঠিত হবে।
স্টুডেন্ট আছে ঠিক আছে
হুম। Certificate instruction. Visit www.eduigp.com. Please make sure your presence on our website. Find a running session and get enrolled. After watching or completing part 1 video session, click Mark as complete. Move to the next, which is the learning test quiz passing mark 80%. If pass, back to the course again to download your certificate. If fail, to retake the quiz. Download your certificate in PDF or JPG. For your attention, I am going to share the procedure again. Visit www.eduigp.com. Please make sure your presence on our website, sign up or sign in. Find a running session and get enrolled. After watching or completing part 1 video session, click Mark as complete. Move to the next, which is the learning test quiz passing mark 80%. If passed, back to the course again to download your certificate. If failed, to retake the course. Download your certificate in PDF or JPG. Dear IGP Knowledge Seekers, it's time for the most engaging part of this webinar, which is an online quiz competition, which is our regular webinar activity. We change a few process for online live quiz competition. Note that after live, no one can participate. Participation process. Now time for the online quiz competition. To join the online quiz competition properly, please follow my instruction carefully. Now time for the online quiz competition. To join the online quiz competition properly, please follow my instruction carefully. Visit www.eduigp.com and sign up or sign in. Without this, you can't join live quiz competitions anymore. Browse the live quizzes button or given link. Find the session name and join with your log website or user account. Click join and wait for a few minutes for others to join. Enjoy an online live quiz competition. After the quiz, we will issue certificates for the top 10 as previously, which you can find on our website and official Facebook page. After a short video, we will start our quiz session. Stop saying this sentence.
দেখেন না শেয়ার স্লাইডারটা দিচ্ছি ব্যানারটা একদম নিচে নেমে গেছে এই জন্য প্লিজ দেখা যাচ্ছে না ভালো করে নেট না এটা এখানের মধ্যে যে বাটটা আছে হোম ওইখানে লেখা ওটা বেশি নিচে পড়ে গেছে তো দেখাই যাচ্ছে না কি করবো audience দেখবেও না।
The life is-
সেটা জানি না এখন না।
um, already already 11 people who join us. Please, everyone join us. We are still waiting for your join. After 2 minutes later, we will start our quiz session. Please join with our quiz session. start our quiz session. Our first question is, what are not alternative ways to start an introduction? A. Using anecdotes. B. Going straight into the thesis. Correct answer is B. Going straight into the thesis. On the leaderboard, first person name is Alex Javier Alviraj. Next question. Representation of alternative ways to use an economy's resources. A. Opportunity cost scarcity. B. Production possibilities frontier. Correct answer is B. Production possibilities frontier. On the leaderboard, first person name is Alex Javier Alviraj. Next question. Representation of alternative ways to use an economy's resources. A. Supply curve. B. Production possibilities graph. আপনার ইয়ে হয়তো চার্জ হচ্ছে না চার্জ হচ্ছে ওটাও চার্জ হচ্ছে না লাইন দেন না যে Correct answer is B. Production possibilities graph. On the leaderboard, first person name is Alex Javier Alviraj. Next question. Should you have solution or alternative ways to the introduction part? A. True. B. False. Neutron Baba or correct answer is false. On the leaderboard, first person name is Alex Javier Alviraj. Which of the following are acceptable ways to ask customers permission to provide alternatives? A. We don't carry the specific brand, but may I suggest? B. Is that the only brand you are interested in? Correct answer is A. We don't carry that specific brand, but may I suggest? On the leaderboard, first person name is New Fashionella. A representation of alternative ways to use an economy's resources. A. Production facilities curve. B. Circular flow model. Correct answer is A. Production possibilities curve. On the leaderboard, first person name is Lou Fashionella. Next question. Which of the following are acceptable ways to ask customers permission to show alternatives? A. We don't carry that specific brand, but may I suggest? B. Is that the only brand you are interested in? Correct answer is A. We don't carry that specific brand, but may I suggest? On the leaderboard, First person name is Lou Fasunella. Next question. Ways to establish credibility in the introduction of a speech include arguing a previously held position, restating the expertise you have on the subject. Correct answer is B. Stating the expertise you have on the subject. On the leaderboard, first person name is Lou Fasunella. Next question is which two alternatives did Mrs. J speak about as great ways to start an introduction? A. Interesting lies and colorful miscommunication. B. Effect and a question. Correct answer is B. Effect and a question. On the leaderboard, first person name is Lou Fasunella. Next one is the representation of alternative ways to use an economy's resources. A. Production facilities graph. B. Personal production frontier. আপনারটা চালু ছিল। না, নেটে একটা রে। এখন হচ্ছে। Correct answer is A. Production possibilities graph. On the leaderboard, first person name is Lou Fasunella. Congratulations to our webinar online quiz competition winners top 10. Congratulations again. We will take a few minutes to finalize the result and after that we will issue our online quiz competition certificates on our website and official Facebook page. Congratulations to our webinar online quiz competition winners top 10. Congratulations again. We will take a few minutes to finalize the result and after that we will issue our online quiz competition certificates on our website and official Facebook page. Congratulations to our webinar online quiz competition winners top 10. Congratulations again. We will take a few minutes to finalize the result and after that we will issue our online quiz competition certificates on our website and official Facebook page. At the end of our session, we can say properly feed your skill, never stop learning because life never stop teaching us. Be happy and stay safe. See you again and again. We want your participation in every program. If you want to live a happy life, tie it to a goal, not to people or things. Albert Einstein. Before I say or hit the end live button, again wants to thank all IGP knowledge seekers for your active participation as always. See you in the next session.